only on WordPress.
Ah, gotcha.
Because I do believe that BD is the best platform, but for most people, it's too much.
Yeah.
Can't deal with it. And I'm one of those people.
Well, I've looked at different WordPress options too out there. You know, and a lot of them, directory
I'm building my own
robust system. It's hard to. It's just
not one
there.
of the themes or plugins that are out there are really any good.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm hiring a developer and I'm going to build my own, because here's the problem. People who build these themes for directories, they're good at building themes.
Right.
They've never run a directory.
Exactly.
They don't really know what it needs and how it should work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they do a very nice bare bones, you know, but when you start getting down into the stuff that BD offers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's that fine line between too much and too little, right? So, I mean, what we're talking about for most of the WordPress things they're bare bones. And then you're like, well, that's kind of what I need. But all I need is A. Like, that's it. Like, I just need that. And then you're like, you can't do that. Like, you can't customize it. It just doesn't do that. And then you're perpetually frustrated because it doesn't do A. But then on the other full spectrum is BD, right? Where they're like, well, yeah, it can do A. Not only can it do A, it could potentially do B. You just need to set it up to do B. And then, oh, by the way, if you pay somebody else, it can also do C and D. And then everybody's like, whoa, I didn't need A, B, C, and D. I just wanted A. And
so here's what I'm doing. So, you know, I build WordPress sites, but I have like no time. So I hired a guy. I showed him my Vineland NJ BD site. I set up a new domain, and I said, I want you to take this homepage and completely duplicate it in WordPress. And I'll see if I can fool anybody when they look at it. I go, well, that's a BD site. No, it's not. WordPress.
I get that a lot. Some clients will say, hey, I want my site to look like this BD site. And then they'll give me the link, and I'm like, that's not a BD site. Like, so it's actually opposite for most people. They think if it looks somewhat similar, has some components, that it's a BD site that just looks different. Kind of the opposite there. And then I'm like, well, it's not a BD site.
Right. And then what I've done is I set up another domain for usdirectorycentral.com, which is a WordPress multi-site, which is going to have 100 sites in the multi-site of both city directories and niche business directories. Mm-hmm. You can rent by the month, all be in WordPress, but based on a BD type of site. Mm-hmm. And it's just an experiment. You know, I mean, I'm willing to invest a couple $1,000 because if it works, it'll be good.
Yeah. So if BD's listening, which I know they're not, so I can freely talk. What they need in there, because this comes up all the time, is somebody who has multiple directories that they want, but they're not totally separate ideas. They want them somehow interlinked, but different directories. So most people, get the 3, deal package or whatever, and they have some similar things, maybe a different part of the audience or a different location, like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and
But that's not really a problem, because you can build your master site and then clone it and just make your changes.
Well, I know, but I've had several clients that did that, and the end result being that they have frustration because now every time that they change one site, they got to change 2 more, and so it triples the work. And then also, somebody lists in one site,
what do you care?
They're not in the other ones, right?
Right.
So they need to work on a multi, phase thing.
They're not going to do that.
Where you can have different directories, but one database, perhaps.
They will never do that. Never.
Never?
No, you're reducing your own business. That's not a good marketing move.
No, because every site can have its own theme, its own formatting for the city or location, but it uses the same posts repository. So it pulls up events or something for that. It's
how many sites do you want to pay for when you do that?
3. Sure.
Okay.
Pay for all 3.
If they did it, that makes sense to them to do it. It should be a nice upsell.
Right.
You want 3 directories with 1 database Fine, we can do that.
Or it's either one database or a replicated database. So you could do your thing of I have a backup domain or something. A whole database is just replication. One goes down, I switch to the other one. Or if somebody advertises on one site for X amount of dollars, if they advertise for Z dollars, it goes to all three sites at the same time. And gets pushed over to the different databases.
Yeah, that would be good. That's good for the end user. Yeah.
Right. So there's a multitude of ways you could do that. But
that's why I think this multi-site thing I did a multi-site years ago, but it's when multi-site was really clunky at that point. It's a lot better now. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically design all the sites for the niche or the city. But since it's in WordPress, we're going to domain map. So you don't have to use our URL. And then you can design you have to use our theme. We're doing everything in Thrive Architect. And I want to keep that uniform.
That's a good system.
Multi-site.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to pay extra, they want to use Divi or something. Okay, but I like to keep it uniform.
Hey, Frank and Ryan, I was going to throw out to you, this is a non-WordPress PHP directory type software that they're fairly new, but they look like they might be somewhat promising just for you guys to take a look at it on your own. But it's called PHP Listings.com. They seem to be pretty good. And it's got a real clean look to it.
Isn't that more classified site? I think I saw that.
Well, it's a directory. It's a directory
Really?
software. PHP Listings.com. They're fairly new.
Yeah, no, I'm sticking with WordPress.
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw it out just to have you guys take a look at it, see what you thought.
Yeah, so anything looks clean if they have these isometric drawings now. So
yeah, I have a whole. I bought that thing when it came out. I have that. It's called ISO.
I think everybody does.
Yeah,
I've got. So I may start. I'll when I turn on my my directory toolkit memberships.
I didn't use it.
You'll get your isometric drawings for your.
Yeah,
directory.
I didn't use it because now everybody's using it.
Right, but you know how that works. Like, why doesn't ours have a look like everybody else's nowadays?
Right.
We don't want it to look like a brilliant directory site. We want it to look like everybody else's site.
Let's look at the plans and pricing there.
All right.
Yeah. I think they're 99 flat.
I don't like that right there. I don't want to have to do any of that crap. But
yeah, I tried one out. It's not too bad, but just for the hell of it.
No, and I've done the full hosting before and all the updates on my own and stuff. And I've that was in a previous life, and I'm glad I'm not in that life anymore because
same way here. I've been down that road too. I think BD.
Yeah, this
BD
one you host it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like that. I prefer that.
You.
So 99.9% of the source code. That means the 0.1% of the source code is the round cube encryption that allows you not to see it.
Yeah, it's that ion cube. Ion cube, I think.
Ion cube, yeah. Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, I just bought hosting for $60 a month. Has ion cube but for multi-site, that was about the cheapest good hosting I could find.
They seem to offer everything except for the I should say everything. Leads, they don't have the leads that BD's got. I mean for $99, that's an outright purchase. You're not getting a whole lot there. Exactly.
We're not. And here's for anybody usually doing these kind of things. This is where the kicker comes in.
Right.
Is the 1 year free update. So when they update something or do patches or whatever, you get 1 year of free support updates. And they're like, oh well, that your year of free updates is up. We now fixed that gaping hole in your security, and that it's going to cost you another $99.
No, it's $49 a year for the.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it says down. Okay, there you go. So $49 a year.
And what's upgrade service? What is that for $25?
You know, I think that they can upgrade
install the upgrade, right?
Your service for you.
Yeah. But you just do the math on that. If you get a good deal on the BD site, you're only, if you're doing it for 10 years anyway,
exactly.
You paid for the lifetime license anyway. So
exactly.
I mean, the reason I want to stick with WordPress is if I have the time, there's not much I can't do myself.
That's right. Yeah.
And if I really need somebody else to do something, I can go on Fiverr and get somebody for $10 to do anything I need.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So here's a good thing for all the directory owners watching. If you're watching on the replay, this is just my input on this. I'm going to start working on this more, and part of the FAQs that we went over last week can help with this as well. Just kind of show them what the system does. But anytime I see a new fancy feature stuff, they're like, we got all these features, and the only thing they can show me of the feature is a little icon with a dollar spinny sign for their monitor. Like, they can't actually show me the complete, like, what it is on the feature set. I just don't even pay attention to it, to be honest. And so I would think about this for your directory too. If they can't see maybe what the back end looks like, or what they can do on there, and so this is why people sometimes link to a complete profile that they've stuffed with all the goodies, right, for every particular level. And you're like, your listing could look like this, and they can click and see it. They really can't visualize them using your product. And so this is one of those where I'm like, I don't see anything.
Well, they probably have a demo.
They do at the top, the link.
Do I have to sign up for a webinar or have somebody?
No,
demo right there,
click,
up in the menu.
click on the demo link.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mark, here's my marketing pitch.
Yes.
Brilliant Directories is the best directory platform money can buy, but the but being the pitch.
Always loves those butts.
And you know what? And Brilliant Directories can never get mad at me for that. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I'm saying flat out, they've got the best platform. I use it. I had 10 licenses, you know. But
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it right now. They just made $6,300.
it's not for everybody. That's all. I think that's a really good marketing ploy.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to say, it can do everything that Brilliant Directories can do. Now,
Exactly.
it might be able to when I'm done. I don't know. And I'm going to work through one feature at a time and try and implement it. The things that I can't implement, I'll wait till the end. And then at the end, if I have to go out and hire a programmer to do a WordPress plugin or whatever, I'll do that. But my goal is to see if I can totally replicate a Brilliant Directories site.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
I should live so long.
Every time I do look at these, though, I'm like, let me go back to my Brilliant Directories.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah. No, I mean,
yes, I'll show you.
I can't even spell PHP, so screw that. I don't care. Like, I can't spell ACO. I can't spell CSS. That means I know nothing. Okay, nothing.
I know. I had an emergency the other day, and I didn't know. I had asked somebody for the number for 911. So,
man, I almost drank a whole bottle of seltzer. Look at that stuff.
Rich, welcome. Oh, you got the expensive stuff, and that's like Europe. You stepped it up to European level.
Which Rich do we have? Gaiman? Diamond? What's his name?
No, Rich from podcastersdirectory.com is in the house. So I'm sure he'll come up on voice. He may be double tapping like normal. There he is.
No, I had to wire that up. Yeah. If we're drinking or whatever, yes, and I'll have another cocktail. Thank you.
I'm really boring. Apparently, I've got a disappearing water bottle.
It is. That's pretty. Wow.
Pellegrino.
I didn't know you guys drank this early in the afternoon. I should have joined earlier or whatever. Yeah, I feel like I already missed happy hour, and it's.
I'd rather have a Stella Artois, but I have to drive to pick up honey. So
maybe we should turn it into a drinking club. We maybe get more people on the.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All those in favor signify by raising your glass. Yeah.
Aye.
Aye. Ayes carry. Motion carried.
That's funny.
So BD's coming up with their 100th webinar. Huh?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I should record this. I'm like, hey, welcome to the 100th webinar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're not there yet.
Try to trump them. Yeah.
I'm going to start the rumor now. Everybody's getting a free license. That's what I heard.
Sweet.
So spread that on the forum. No, I'm just joking. Do not do that.
Hey, no, I already got my license. I'll take my VIP lifetime membership for VIP.
Yeah, exactly. Well, apparently some of those are floating, or some of those are actually floating around.
Yeah, there are a few of those out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's get to it. What's the
I don't
code?
remember ever seeing one.
No,
I've been here 7 years. I don't remember seeing it once.
Oh, so it's like
I tried to buy one. I didn't.
it's like Sketchwatch or the Loch Ness
Right.
Monster. Yeah.
No, there are a couple of people I know that have them though.
Yeah, I think their names are Jason
Right.
and David.
And Dennis Torino.
Well, or maybe Patrick. He probably has one as well.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Speaking of that, I want to toss this to you guys. Patrick, I'm gonna talk about him real quick here. This came up on the forum today because somebody was asking about how successful their businesses were.
Right, I saw that.
And so Dory is one of my clients, jumped in there and gave me a shout out, but she also just said how much she was making, which she's doing pretty good she's just like a nonprofit or a counseling type thing, doing it for child or youth development programs and wilderness therapy and just kind of psychological and boarding houses, just stuff for teens and youth for helping them out and adolescent type stuff. But she's doing a really good job with her director, and we've been doing good with it. And then somebody,
I can't see your number. Does I can't. Is there how much she's making? Does it say? Or I don't see any numbers on here.
She's doing about $4,000 a month. She said.
Yeah,
okay.
$4,000 a month. Right,
it's not bad. I mean, that's pretty
not bad.
good.
It's not anywhere close to the high mark for people that even I'm working with, let alone Patrick. But it's good for like 90% of directories that BD probably has. They would take $4,000 a month in a heartbeat, right?
Yeah, so, better than a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, right. So she threw that out there, and then Patrick threw out there. Forget what he said. Oh, he said. The issue is asking successful sites is that the most won't share their sites in a public forum like this one. Right. So if you're interested in seeing, 6-figure directories, come, hook up with my team, which he does good work. And I mean, he does a lot of big end clients. He does that for, but Dory said, hey, I'm not sure why successful people won't share. And so this is kind of the exact opposite of, I think, what we're set up to do here in Director Toolkit. And what I'm hoping to do for clients to help people out is we want to share stories of what you're doing well, what you're not doing well, so everybody can get to that point. But I just want to bring this up for everybody. I just want to get your take. I don't necessarily disagree with them, but I don't necessarily agree with them as well. And you guys can, I don't know if it's clear enough on the screen. Otherwise, you can just go to the strategy group and read it for yourself. But he said we have, if you discover a niche that's highly profitable or lucrative, everybody that's a competitor, even in the BD site here or just in the directory site, knows that they can just pay $950 to enter your market and compete with you. And so you're basically sharing it with thousands of entrepreneurs on the same platform. You're basically telling them, hey, that's a great idea. Maybe I should do that. And then you have new competitors entering your niche every month to basically put you out of business.
And that's all true.
Yeah.
Cut out here.
But he says, and that's why we focus on developing products and services. Yeah, good. Yeah. You guys hear me still?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So he's basically saying, hey, we do something bigger than the website. Now, we've kind of harped on this before, too, that it's always the BD is a foundation, but it rarely is the actual product. So I guess he felt like he was giving something away by publicly acknowledging that. But his point is you got to spend money to make money. In that you don't want to share with your competitors. So I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, everybody learns from everybody. And I always tell everybody it's more about execution than it is about the idea for the most part, because you can have a lot of great ideas, but you're not an Apple or a Tesla or something. You got to actually execute.
Yeah, but even with some of the best execution you can come up with, there's still a lot of directories that are never going to make a penny.
Well, potentially because it's not in the right niche, right? And so you got to find the right niche for you.
Yeah,
But
it's the
anyway,
combination of the niche and having something unique, and the marketing and the promotion and the advertising and the sweat equity. You know, I always tell people, if it was that easy to make money doing this, who wouldn't be doing it? Name somebody, please. I want to meet that person. It's not that easy.
Right.
No, but it's
just
about
like most
attitude too, though, a little bit.
And it also depends on what your goal is. For some people, for most people, I think working at home in your underwear, making $1,000 a week, and probably paying very little taxes on that, they'd be thrilled. 95% of the people in the world would be thrilled with that. Not everybody wants to make $1 million doing a directory site. I'm not willing to work that hard. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Just not interested. And I don't use my directory to make money from the directory anyway. See, that's the other thing. People say, well, why don't you know, Franco, 7 years you've been. I see it, but my business model, nobody does. You know, I give away every listing for free. And then I call people up and tell them I gave them a free listing, and I start a conversation. And then I sell them a video or something else.
Right. I actually talked to somebody today at the chamber. We just had a chamber luncheon, and he looked at the site because it was a business I didn't have on there, and we talked about it. And he's like, "Why do you make money selling those or whatever?" And I was like, "I don't make anything."
I mean, at my age, I'm not chasing people for $29.95 a month or whatever. You know,
It's kind of like a means to an end in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just use it as a foot in the door. That's all.
Yeah.
And it gives me local credibility.
Right.
Oh,
exactly.
you're the Violent NJ guy. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Blah, blah, blah. I say, yeah, I do that. You know?
It's almost
And,
kind of like you're giving something back to the community too, in a way.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And that's what I'm doing as well.
I use
But
it to raise funds for the animal sanctuary that I run. Most of the money that I haven't really officially launched this one yet, but when I do, most of the money that comes in is going to go to the animal sanctuary. I don't need the money. You know, it's costing me nothing. What's it costing me? You know.
Right. We went over this in another webinar there, but you know, you need to have the multi phases of income there, whatever. It has to be your director. You can charge for that, right? But usually for those successful businesses, like I'm sure the one he's mentioning is the yoga one that he works with, right?
Right.
They do courses, they do training, you know, they do marketing stuff for the businesses.
Yeah, but don't they also have other yoga people doing courses and training, and they get you know, it's sort of like they're selling the other people too. So it's they're all a different stream of income.
Hey, Frank, if I open a sanctuary, will you send me some money?
No, but I'll show you how to do one where you can make some money. Well, you don't make it for you, but
animals eat a lot. People don't realize how much
animals eat a lot. Let me tell you, I thought I ate a lot.
We have a great local. We just went there a couple weekends ago. It's actually an animal. It's not a sanctuary. It's an animal park. They actually breed animals for zoos and stuff, and they have like 20 different type of antelope there. But they eat a lot of food, but they rotate all of their animals through the wild petting zoo, basically. And all the customers go in there and they buy lettuce
right
on the head and the carrots, and then they first buy the carrots and the lettuce, and then they feed the animals. So
so the animals have to work for their food. Does like one of these
there's no free lunch anywhere.
Yeah, does one of these pet organizations know about this? Whatever. Yeah,
everybody works.
Yeah, they have to perform.
Well, see, but ours is a no-kill facility. If you don't want to work, we'll just turn it into a kill facility.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a little concerned though. I got four or five. I got 4 or 5 beautiful peacocks that I haven't seen in about a month, and I'm concerned because we have a lot of eagles around here that are always trying to snatch an animal out of the sanctuary, and I'm afraid maybe the girls are afraid to tell me that the pheasant. The peacocks are no more.
It must be this time of year. We have a bunch of wild turkeys that are around our house, probably like about 8 of them that are always around our house, and they've been gone the last 2 weeks. So I think they realize it's coming November time frame, and they're hibernating. They're not.
You know what happened at the sanctuary? The wild turkeys have now weaseled their way into being part of the sanctuary. I'm serious. I'm like, what? what are that? And they said, yeah, they just, they scoped it out for a while, kept their distance, and now they're in with all the rest of the animals, waiting for that free meal.
They're doing social distancing too.
This is
getting out of
You wear
control.
masks.
I couldn't believe it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey,
That is
Ronnie,
really funny.
welcome.
Hey, Ryan, before we jump into the subject matter, but by the way, I'm really intrigued by the live customer journeys and this unlimited custom booking pages and events. But just want to give you a shout out. I sent you a message on or there, whatever, but the partner page looks awesome. Dude, yeah, that turned out really cool. Did you get my message about, did that make sense on just tweaking some of the text?
If you sent it this morning, I did not get it. I'll look at it in a little bit.
Okay. And then I gather that's the way it would appear with the sponsor packages up top, and then they order those, or when they click on it, it'll send them to that particular, like for the platinum, if they clicked on the platinum, some,
yeah, you would just link it up to their listing. Or whatever,
right to that pricing table, whatever. Yeah. Those,
Ryan,
awesome.
The response is, I saw that very early this morning, but I'm backed up.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Not I didn't see it.
Yeah, I glanced at it, and then the phone rang. Yeah.
Right.
Somebody got to throw somebody under the bus.
Yeah. So I saw that it was from you, and I pushed it to the bottom of my screen for later.
Yeah, and then I got a call from Joe Biden asking for money, whatever. Yes.
I marked it non-VIP.
It went straight to the non-VIP segment. I didn't even
trigger. The email trigger.
It's not that your emails are filtered; they just go into another box, whatever. Yeah.
I'm not that good with segmentation. However, we're going to talk about that in a few months here on segmentation of your visitors for your site and how you can get them to sign up.
And what was the first you said? The live journey tour? Is that what we've been talking about, Ryan?
Let's do it. All right. Yeah, so again, some of these it may hopefully I thought as you guys were saying that, I was thinking, you know what, I probably should have prefaced on what that was, because you probably have an idea of exactly what that is, and it's nothing to do with what I'm gonna show you, even though it's called that. So I apologize if there's some mental grandeurs there that I'm not going to be able to fulfill.
If you want, I can show them what's on my site too already.
What's on your site?
Are you talking about the helpier and stuff, or what? I think we'll keep that secret for a little while longer.
Yeah, I was just going to keep that one a secret. Do you have it set up? Do you want to show it off or something?
I mean, I've got some rudimentary stuff done, but it does show how it works, which is.
You want to? Well, give me the site. We're going there right now. What do we got?
Is this the webinar we're going to talk about the stuff we're not going to show?
Yeah.
Go to violentnj.com/contact, I think it is. Try that.
What about /?
But I think I have it turned off.
I love that page. That's
yes.
Now you can't.
I love what you done with this. This is one better than the 403 page from last
What is
week.
the name of the page where you go?
That's our area code 404 in Atlanta. I don't know why Atlanta always comes up as
there's about contact is what the contact the contact form normally is.
No. Wait. No, where you after you register, it takes you to. I think it's contact 25. What is it? Plus, it's turned off on your end. Oh, you like my little pop up there? My little.
I like this. So this is the tooltip. We'll go over this another week, but
that's
this
the social proof. But that's just an announcement, not an actual social proof. But
so these are like tooltip pop-ups where you can do announcements on specific pages or site-wide to highlight something of concern or of.
Yeah, but no, that's not what that is, Ryan.
Well, I know, but it's an example of one.
Well, but it's not. You can't put it next to a field where it decides what the field is. But share my screen.
Yeah, I know. That's not a tooltip. It's not a pop-up.
Share my screen because I got it turned off on your end. So let me go.
Go to you. What do you mean it's turned off on my end?
The script. You can't see it from your end. Oh, did you? If you log into my site, I guess you can.
Is this the practice session or
I don't know. All right, you get that straightened out. I'm gonna come back to you in a minute. All right, So we'll we'll go up to we'll demo that in a second. If you need me to log in, I can do that later. So what we're going to go over today, and again, these are just going to be updates. These are all updates to the stuff that I've shown you before. So some of this might be a review for some of you guys that have seen some of this before, but I'm just going to kind of show you some of the updates.
I got it up.
You got it up?
Yep.
What page? Or do you have to log in?
See it from my end. Share my screen. Let me share my screen.
That's a lot of moving parts.
All right, hold on. Hey, let's just do it next. Let's just do it next week. I don't have the. I have to promote you to presenter. I don't have that link on me right now to push over to you live. So we'll just do it next week.
All right.
So, well, actually, it'll be in 2 weeks. So let me do this PSA announcement. I'm going to be on a little vacay next Thursday. I will not be here, so it's going to be 2 weeks for everybody. We'll put that on the webinar, but 2 weeks from now will be the next one.
You just took a vacation for camping. What are you, like, filthy rich?
Yeah, plus in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'll have it completely done.
Yeah, I'm going. Well, I was camping out of a tent, eating bugs. So, but
well, that's what's trending right now. They call it clamping.
Glamping, yeah.
Glamping. The glamorous version.
So we're gonna go over some updates, and I went over some BD updates last week. Obviously, they next week will be the webinar for some stuff. They are doing some upcoming updates with the comments and some other stuff. So if you have any question on some of the updates for BD that have done as well, if you weren't here last few weeks, we can go over some of those as well. So the first one I want to go over is Feedier. We went over this, and again, all these products are still available on my website. I just want to do an update for Feedier. It's basically a survey and the tool that you can get for your directory or get information or surveys or get feedback from your clients. So you guys can all go there to that website if you want to see a demo there that we did for the webinar, if you want to give some feedback for the webinar. Not on Frank's portion that didn't work there for this portion and the rest of it. Just go ahead and fill out the survey, but that's just a demo. Go to fdier.co and then /webinar2 for a demo. And so what that basically did is that whole system from Feedier can create highly engaging forums, get you more responses for your survey. We actually went on the survey last week on the timing and different updates on what days and times we wanted the webinar and to fill you in. There was no surprise. It's the exact time that we're actually doing it. So we're going to keep it the same and not move it. But it also allows you to basically empower your data, do something with it, collaborate with the people in your audience, and then take action on that depending on how many responses you get back and whatever the questions were. So very versatile form software. Just a brief overview again, it has like more than 14 different types of questions that you can add in there. Very dynamic, engaging with the icons, sliders, drag and drop, date pickers, and net promoter score, all a bunch of different stuff that you can do for question types. And then the real crux of this software is it allows you to incentivize filling stuff out. So you can give people coupon codes, a coupon, download a file. So maybe they get that app, that ebook or piece of content after they help you out with some information or survey, and then they get the file. You can invite them to special events that we're not doing anymore, or you can give them special messages or loyalty points, etc. So it kind of has that built-in incentives manager. And then the ultimate thing, too, to kind of spread the love on that, to get other people to sign up or fill out the survey. They have a bunch of integrated mailing list actions where you can link them to external links. You can give a 5-star review on Amazon or other rating softwares, and then maybe share that social love for you on Facebook or any other Twitter, Instagram, all the other stuff through a social action. So a lot of integrated stuff that you can kind of do to kind of get more interaction with your site. And then after you do all that, you can get lots of Gucci insights. We showed you some of those last week in terms of the net promoter score and then, graphs and stuff, just to kind of visualize the data so you can get some immediate feedback and use out of that. So here's the new thing that they just added in, and it is the live customer journey. And at first I was kind of confused on that. They actually changed the name on it, but this is I think very, very useful if you have it set up. And again, this is one of those things that you build over time. But actually, you see one on the screen here that Frank was trying to do, kind of a live journey here, a tour. This is kind of a precursor, I guess, what we'll go over when we show his stuff. But basically, you can do live tours like this. where they kind of highlight different items on the screen, and it does a tour where you can kind of skip next, and kind of highlight and view different options inside of the actual website to learn how to use the tool. So I guess that's just kind of, I don't think that's exactly what it looks like, but that's a similar tool to what we will be demoing. But anyway, on the live journey, what it basically is it allows you to visualize your feedback in one place and organizes it basically into an easy, understandable timeline that shows your customer experience in real time. Not real time like live, but like real time of what you're asking for them, and for that particular segmentation of your population, to get a global view of your customer experience instantly just by looking at the visualization. So you basically create as many user segments. And so this is just one live journey here, but you'd have another one for different customer segments or different membership levels, whatever that breakdown is for you and your niche for your segment. But each user story has feedback that's been grouped based on those specific contextual attributes or whatever you're doing for onboarding. And then you can add specific actions for each particular event in there that integrates that feedback into your existing workflow or just keeps you up to date. So these actions are on the side here. For example, you can manage subscribers, get a weekly report back to you for that particular segment. You can get an instant email alert if somebody fills it out or doesn't, reach a certain level. You can message yourself on Slack, has a Microsoft Teams integration. You can add data to Google Sheets, and then soon they'll link into the Trello and Intercom chat as well. But basically, it allows you to have an action per step. And then because it's in the same cohort or same segment, basically, you can analyze what, if you send this out, for example, a user signs up, that's their journey, they start here. And you can set whatever that's called. It could be sign up, it could be onboarding, or visited webinar, whatever that initial step is, you can name that. And then you can set up different surveys to go out to them at certain intervals. So let's say after 1 week, you want to send up after sign up 1 week out, we ask them if they have any questions, if they're happy with the software, anything we could have done better to onboard them or whatever. They would get that survey. And then maybe future on down the line, you do a 6-month checkup, or actually using the one here, it says 2 weeks after sign up, right? So this one would be immediate. And then 2 weeks after sign up, you send another survey with maybe different questions, but it still has that net promoter score kind of thing in there to see how they're happy. And just by seeing the color scheme or seeing how many people are filling it out or the score, you can kind of see that maybe people weren't happy initially with your onboarding. So maybe you have some work to do there, but everybody by the time we got to 2 weeks is now pretty much happy. And maybe there's some other insights that you can add in there. And so we kind of talked about those insights that we had in there. If you have them pre-select, it'll have some insights here where it says view all insights. So I'll actually have some built insights that you can kind of click to kind of grab some data. Or if you have an actual action of a particular type, every time something happens on that journey, you can get information coming back to you, feedback as the owner. So this isn't a live look, but it scrolls on forever, right? As long as you can add as many segments as you want in there, and it just keeps going with different surveys over time, and then it stacks on each other. So that this one is one journey. You may on the next part of the screen you have another customer journey and another customer journey. So maybe each level, a membership level, has its own journey, or maybe each cohort over time. Maybe you could do it over time. Every cohort over time has a different thing, and you can kind of see the differences in time on how your performance is over time. Maybe you're improving or getting worse, right, on your processes over time, and you need to fix something. So it's kind of the sky's the limit on how you want to set it up. It has all those working parts, the beginning, what the segmentation is for that row, basically, and then all the different surveys and then actions off from there. So it's just a very, very unique take on surveys and usability that I haven't really seen anywhere else. And that is new and live from Feedier on top of the stuff that we had already gone over in the other webinar for that. So that's the live customer journey. Any questions on that from anybody?
Nope.
No.
So the next thing I want to go over is just an update for.
Hey,
yeah, go ahead.
Ryan.
Yep.
On that process, it seems like it'd be pretty amazing once it's in place, but how complicated or what would be the options of that member experience of how would the system know? Because, one of our biggest challenges is, one, getting them to, be fully onboarded with a complete profile. The other is to, submit their get matched process. So, but how would the system know if they've 2 weeks later, as it's illustrated here, they get an email? And would this trigger by email or within this separate, program that, hey, Ryan, your profile is only at 50% or 75%, or you need to add your about me, or now, hey, congratulations, your profile's at 100%. Now click on the get matched. I mean, how would it know? Or is that not the purpose of this program?
I'd have to go take a look at what the segmentation tools are for linking into there. It does have some integrations, like in terms of what, most of these things have, and again, it just takes setup to do, but it'll segment them out based on a tag or, something happening, potentially in your system. And you know how it is on these API type things. It does have an API. And so maybe you have to do some internal coordination with your BD directory to have something happen that triggers something, or it could just be obviously a manual. Automatic is obviously better, but I don't know offhand. And maybe I can look at that as more people use it, or we do a use case directly with BD on how it would tie in with somebody like they didn't have a 50% profile or whatever filled out. But I think normally on these kind of things, it's more of a what needs to get done, and so you kind of set it out regardless of whether they've done it or not, and then they just kind of ignore it if they've already done it, if that makes sense. So you could
make it a little bit more open-ended, like if you've not had a chance to update this, this is a good chance to do it now. Because I literally was in a boardroom meeting earlier today across town, and probably one of the first times I really was able to sit in the room with one of our newest members. And I told him I wanted him to get to his dashboard, and follow that 2-minute video that I created and see, with me being kind of quiet, just a fly on the wall.
Yeah. Watch him do it.
Yeah. See him, what we're missing. Because to me, it seems like incredibly simple, but obviously it's a tree in the forest a little too close to it. So he was having some challenges or frustrated, kind of short attention span, which was frustrating to me. And yet, while I walked in the meeting, he said he was just on a 45-minute call with Upwork trying to navigate their system. And yet when he sat and watched a 2-minute, he didn't even have the attention span to watch a 2-minute explainer video. And then once he watched it, he was still saying he was confused where to upload the photo, because he thought the photo thing should be at the top. Here, let me switch over here. I feel like I'm just talking into the computer and I didn't have my camera on there. But yeah, so what I was saying is, like, he's watching the video and he gets the explainer video, and it's pretty straightforward. And yet, like, he was clicking under the upload photo, and we have our default logo, which pretty much takes up the whole screen. So he had to scroll below the fold to sit, upload his photo. But I don't know. I mean, every other website you're on, you create a profile, you just click on the image and upload it, right? So, and then finally he said it should say at the top of instead of just profile photo, it should say the text, load your photo here. And then finally, he was also then, after he completed some of the process, he was saying, well, what if I don't complete this? Because he sat on it for a month until I had to, meet him in person. And, which obviously is not scalable. It's not my intent. Because I've been in those businesses before where literally you had to be across the table in person with the people and sign them up. But so anyway, and he's a very smart guy. So it's not like he's, an idiot. He has a black belt in Six Sigma. He's a speaker, sales trainer around the world. He's run businesses. But he did give some observation. One is that, to this point about the journey you just explained, is he said that, Rich, what if I get to 50%, the phone rings? Are you going to remind me, to go back to it? And right now, we don't have anything other than we can do an email drip campaign. But then again, it's the whole thing. If then, what's the thing? If then what? Right. You have to set all those protocols in place of, like, how do I know Ryan, didn't do the get matched, right? So it's almost like the webinar you did last time, where you have all those quick little tutorial videos,
Right.
short and to that topic. You know,
Can I
because
interject something?
yeah,
So the one that I'm working on, I'm using it mainly to get people to fill out their listing completely, and I give them a reward for doing so.
okay,
So when they get to the page, a pop-up comes and says, here's why we want you to fill it out. We're going to help you fill it out. And when you do fill it out, we're going to give you a nice gift.
okay.
Now, if you get 50% done and you go away, and you come back a week later, when you come back to your page, it's going to say, hey, you were here 2 weeks ago. You only filled out 50% of your listing. Would you like to pick up where you left off?
Yeah, how do you integrate that? How does that message appear automatically, or you do that manually?
Into the system. It works on cookies.
Okay.
It knows when you were last there.
Yum, num, num cookies.
Yeah. Because he was even confused right now. I mean, I'm just bootstrapping this and trying to do what I can, but I created a.
This thing is foolproof. I'm designing it for idiots. You said your guy is smart.
Right.
I'm designing this for idiots.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
And the beauty of it is, so let's say you come once and you fill everything out, and you come
Right.
back the second time, you're not going to see it again, or you can show it to them again in 5 days or a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's all completely variable.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, because right now I have the default for the explainer video, and it's right now it's just always going to appear on their dashboard. But you know, my analog version of that is, once they've gotten to 100%, I'll just move them to another membership plan, which won't have the video on there. But because otherwise I don't know how to have the video vaporize. You know, because he appreciated the tutorial or the explainer video.
Right. Well, you can also, in this one, when you get to a certain point, if it's a little bit confusing, a pop-up will come up. It'll have a video in it. It'll play the video just telling you what to do in that particular section, and then you continue your tour.
So you're saying this is directory for dummies then?
So this
Which
is
you created, yeah.
onboarding for dummies.
They keep making dumber idiots though, Frank. So.
I know that's the problem. No, I have this thing I've coined. Everybody knows about an idiot. I have a downgrade from that. I call it an idiot. So an idiot, the definition of an idiot is they've learned everything they know from an idiot, right? And we only retain about 10% of what we learned. So you can borrow that until I trademark it.
That is good.
The next person you see today, and you see them doing something completely insane, they're not an idiot, because idiots have a certain sense of they know something. You have an idiot.
What person do I have to log in to see that? Do you know?
Probably. Well, just do this. This is real easy. Go to the join page and join, and then it'll just take you right to the. But I got to make sure it's turned on.
Be careful, Ryan. This is a trap to get your credit card or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah. Are you going to see it? See, the way I have it set up now is if you went there now, you're not going to see it because it's not done. I don't want people to see it. So it wasn't.
Okay. Well, that was your last chance for this webinar. We'll have to come back.
Yep.
I want to show it when it's done.
Okay.
And it's going
to be interesting to see.
Socks off. Look, I'm really excited about this.
Welcome to Deborah here.
Welcome, Deborah.
Yes, sorry, I'm a little bit late, so
Hi.
I have another Zoom call. Hi, I'll have to watch the replay.
What's your directory? It's not that great, Debbie. You're good now. What's your directory?
Mine.
I've got HerBiz Canada and HerBiz USA going right now.
Nice.
Do you want to show your new thing there, Deborah? You want to?
Sure.
Yeah, let's see it.
I wish I could get my name on here. It's just saying me.
Is this something I'm going to want to steal?
That's because you're logged in. It shows on our screen, Deborah.
I want to steal from other people's websites.
I think I'm driving Ryan crazy being so I want to launch today, hopefully, Ryan. So I don't know what your time is.
Okay. Well, I may I still have to work on the I'm going to do the categories first to redo that to get that finalized.
Oh, this is the gift thing?
Yeah.
I saw that already. Yeah, looking good. I love that.
The only thing now is that you've made those pages look so nice. I wish all my other pages looked the same, so there'll be more projects for you.
You know, she's from Canada. She said project.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, you say project.
And for
Yeah,
you.
we say project on here.
Project, yeah.
This is
We
one
say
of the
y'all in the South.
Nobody knew this. I actually didn't know this. I had that Canadian spell jewelry with 2 L's, and we only spelled with 1.
Counseling. Yeah, counseling, modeling. We spell,
Really?
we spell a lot of things differently, so we kind of have to watch that on the sites.
Wow.
Yeah. Can you guys see this now?
I can't see anything. No.
Oh, you can't? All right.
I got an email.
Oh,
today
that's
from
right.
somebody.
I switched it to content. There we go.
There you go.
I got an
There we
email from somebody today. I had a word spelled on a website. And she said, don't you know by having one word spelled on your website, you have lost all credibility?
Wow.
If anything, we
And
usually
I am not
American.
changing it just to irritate her.
Anyway, so we got this new holiday gift guide here for shopping stuff.
Right.
And so when we click on the shopping gift guide, we're gonna have a by person gift shopping. So you basically pick your whoever you're buying the gift for, and then once you pick the gift, then you can pick your category.
I've got one in text now, but
Well,
did you do
wait. May I interrupt here? So go back a page. Back.
To the homepage?
No, the page all right, so go back. Where is it? So now you got our where is our most popular gifts?
Well, we don't have them yet because they haven't even put them on. And most gift guides
But
go
you
by
have
the
a section
recipient.
like this for gifts also?
I'm not following you.
Yeah,
You
we
got
can
our
do
most
that.
popular
Yeah, right.
category.
He's saying he wanted it like this, where it says our most popular gifts, or like this.
No, because I don't want it streaming on the front page right now. I want it to bring them to what we call a gift guide.
I got you.
Yeah, and that's what most of the companies are doing out there. I would have loved for it to look like a catalog, but we can look at that for next year. But we'll probably do this for like Valentine's, Mother's Day.
You can have a flip book pop open.
That's what Ryan and I were discussing. I needed something quick because this holiday season is really right on us now. Normally in Canada, you're frowned upon to start advertising for Christmas until after Remembrance Day. But unfortunately, if we wait till November 12th, we're going to have missed it because everybody needs to buy and have it shipped before December 1st, or it's not going to be under the tree.
Frank, your favorite bath bars are on here. Go get yourself some right here. Just click on that.
Is it leap year? I need to take a bath?
Oh, yeah, no.
Frank in the
Yeah.
back.
On me.
Yeah, I need that black bar gone, by the way, Ryan. I didn't even realize that that's how my products show.
This
I don't
one?
know. Yeah, because it's covering some of the images because some images are larger, but maybe just make it gray or just lighter. It just kind of stands out too much.
Okay.
Maybe a light gray might be nice. I don't know.
Okay. Note taken. So anyway, that's what we were working on. Looks pretty good. But
Looks nice.
Yeah, it does.
Very nice.
Just that I don't like this look right here because see how nice Ryan's made all the categories, and then
that looks great.
then the next page you jump into the BD default, and it's just I've always complained about the BD sites. I know Frank, you go on. Well, it's powerful, and that is true, but unfortunately, most of my competitors are into pretty. Like things have to look pretty. And it might for us site owners, we know the functionality of it, but a lot of them go for pretty.
And that's more of I don't mean this in any sexist way. Men, we don't care about pretty.
Exactly. It's a woman thing.
Speaking of pretty, let me get Frank back on the screen here.
Also, one man's pretty is another man's garish. I don't use those words because to me they're meaningless in design. Your pretty is not my pretty.
So,
Well, a lot of times
you need to design a site to what you love. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter if I think it's pretty or not. You ultimately have to feel that it's pretty.
Well, it's niche based, right? Like, so it would be weird. It's the same thing when you go to a timeshare, like somewhere in a location, like in Arizona, like the decor always looks different than if you're doing it somewhere in New York.
Right. And if you had an outdoor goods site, it's going to be rustic and masculine, So
if I had my way, my site would look like steampunk. So there you go.
Really?
All right, I'll work on the redesign this weekend.
Perfect. Yeah, if you can get the categories, I'll have the people start adding their goods in now. Again, all this work, I don't even know if it's going to fly. We'll see. But I just wanted to provide something, and we'll see how it goes.
The flipbook shouldn't be hard to implement.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. Maybe we'll try that for Valentine's Day, Ryan, or maybe Mother's Day. I think Mother's Day people do more shopping. I mean, Valentine's, the products are kind of limited, whereas for Mother's Day, pretty much anything goes when you're buying for your mom.
Flowers, chocolate, jewelry, and stuffed animals. Those are the 4 categories for Valentine's Day.
Exactly. Right. Was it in my world? I guess that's why I'm no longer married. So there you go.
I think it might have been the steampunk.
Oh yeah, no, I just like that aesthetic. I've never dressed steampunk.
It's funny.
Speaking of what,
to find out what that was, I didn't even know what it was.
If nobody's ever seen it's actually a JCPenney commercial for jewelry, but if nobody's ever seen the doghouse video from JCPenney, just go to YouTube and I forget, just type in doghouse. I'm sure it'll come up. But it's basically the opening thing of that the male got his wife for Valentine's Day was a dual bag vacuum cleaner, and he's like, but it was dual bag,
right? It's saving you half the time or something,
right? And then so they basically get sent to the doghouse, and he's like, hey, dual bag. He doesn't know why he's in the doghouse.
The other rule is never give your wife fitness equipment.
Oh, yeah.
On any occasion.
That also is in the video. Also is in the video. It's got all the classic, one-liners there.
You're not giving.
Yeah. One of my friends, her husband gave her a sewing machine one year, and
there you go.
Yeah.
How about those non-stick
pans?
Non-stick pans are what you want.
I think so funny. I may just
work. I'm saving you in the kitchen. You just wipe them clean.
And that's why God invented the gift card.
That's right.
True.
Universal.
Exactly.
Hey, Ryan, can I ask you a quick dumb question on the websites here? The way our member profiles, are listed, as opposed to maybe some other brilliant directories, should be a pretty easy flip, right? The way they just kind of stack. Because that was the other comment I got from our test dummy today.
What was the question?
I don't know if you probably pick. I was on the website from the other day, the blackbusinesszone.com.
Yeah.
Where I found the partner list. And if you do on their site and just do a search for their members, just hit the search and it'll pull up all their members, right? When you hit the search bar. Yeah. So, and now imagine that visual. Because he was on Upwork and he said, it's much easier to read. Now go to ours for Podcasters Directory, and they're all over the place. The sizes don't match; they're stacked.
Oh, that's because you're using the vertical version or the card version.
The card version.
Yeah, you've got it defaulting to that.
Yeah, okay. Which I prefer, but unfortunately, they're never in sync with each other.
Yeah, they don't line up, man. That's a
they don't line up.
Yeah,
they got to be uniform.
So how do I switch that?
That's real easy. Actually, I'm just gonna use yours since I pulled your site up real quick.
I figured it's probably
if anybody wants to do that, that is in the settings and design settings.
Okay.
And then once that loads, it's going to be the search results design.
Okay.
And in there, it's going to say post search results layout, and you have it selected start in grid view. So I want to change it to start in list view, and then that'll change it.
I figured it was easy.
Okay,
All right,
so
thanks.
that's where that's at. So, well, that's post search result, and you got another one for member search result. So, sorry, this one is map, grid, or list. So this was what we were talking about. Member, you can change it to list view.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
All right.
So Ryan, how did you switch it? Because mine is in list view, but for the holiday gift guide, you've changed that to grid view. Is that just something that you do in code just for one page, or?
Yeah, that's a great question. So BD added this functionality a couple months ago. That's probably been 3 or 4 months ago now because time flies. But you before, if you select that, it just kind of did it external, like internal to the system in the database and swapped it out. You can manually select the view by adding this to any particular link. So
Okay, good.
you just have to add the and view equals grid or equals map. So for example, if I think list is the other one. So if you put in view list, it'll put them as the list, and then just in view map will add the map view, which I don't think you have turned on, so it won't do anything.
Yeah, no, we didn't want that one.
Yeah. So anyway, that is just list and in view list and in view grid. We'll change that dynamically for that whatever link view you have. So you can kind of force it to do it in particular areas. So for example, on this we have it showing up, but normally yours is in the horizontal view.
Right. Also, you know the example I showed you where they've put like a colored border around the image? Are we able to do that on BD or no?
Yeah.
Like, could I make that? Like, remember, could I make it my pink sort of all around? Because
I think you use this site, right? This is the one.
And you can set the pixel.
no, it was the one I sent you just with had some rings on it.
Oh, maybe I didn't see that one yet, or maybe I didn't look at it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, those need border.
But yeah, it would look like that, and then so that the image, all it was a pink border all around it. So basically around the square image.
Okay.
And you probably have to change the text colors too, though. I don't know if that would be too much pink on our site, though, because we're already like pink overload.
Yeah, you don't want to bismal it up too
nice
much.
border, but I would just do like a 1 or 2 pixel border.
Yeah.
No bigger. Even
Well,
a
I
one.
think the example I showed you there didn't really have a border. It was kind of like full.
Oh, okay, that'll be even better. Okay, that'll be even better. Just
the whole site. But
yeah.
All right. Well, let me get back to the thing here. So the next one that I wanted to talk about is Endorsal. This was the testimonial software again that we had on the site. They've done some really awesome update stuff that I wanted to highlight. So again, just as a lot of you have already done this for me, so you guys have some intimate knowledge of it because you've done it for me. Fill out the survey, but you fill in the survey form. And if anybody listening wants to fill one out, Mark, I don't know if you did one or not. I think you maybe did, but anybody that hasn't done it, if you want to give me one, directorytoolkit.com/testimonials, you can see that. I think it's feedback.directorytoolkit.com, actually, if you want to give me one. But this one has the wall of love where you can see all of them, but you can put a scrolling thing on one particular page. You can grab out one of the individual, one of them and add that to a particular listing or site, just so you get an embed code for any of those. So that was what they started out with. We mentioned that they had a fear of missing out, or kind of like a testimonial pop-up that comes up there on the bottom that just says, hey, 5-star testimonial. That'll kind of get people to that fear of missing out, the pop-up of kind of one of those social proof things that Frank was talking about earlier. But they've also added some awesome new items. And so one of the new ones that they've added is called review marketing. And what that allows you to do is as those reviews come in, you can pre-select and set a schedule for all the new reviews coming in on when you want those posted automatically. So it just says Monday through Sunday and then the times, and you can kind of pre-select when you want. And then each survey that comes in basically kind of goes into a queue. So let's say every Thursday at 3 p.m. you want to shove out a new testimonial to your feed. It'll automatically do that. And so I turned that on for mine. If you guys go to my Facebook page, for my directory toolkit, it automatically does this now. Anytime I get a testimonial, it rolls it into the queue and then automatically pushes it to my Facebook feed. And then you can pre-select what text it has. So I just kind of have it set up as, hey, we have another satisfied customer that just posted a review for us. Are you going to be next? And it says, get connected by booking a free consult. And it automatically just pushes that formatted exactly like that with the little bubble and the background color, whatever you want, to your Facebook feed. And it's just really cool interactive content. And you set it up once, you don't have to do anything. As soon as somebody gives you a testimonial, as soon as you approve it to say, hey, it's a good one, good to go, it just automatically does that for you. It kind of gives you that extra churn and marketing push automatically for your business. So that's
where's it pulling the images from?
It is pulling the images directly from whatever you sign up for. So one of the things that we mentioned in there is that it pulls from your social profile automatically. So it makes it easier for the people to fill out. So they just say, fill in data from Facebook or Google. I can't remember the other options. It basically knows you're logged into Facebook. It'll just go grab your image and stick your name and your image and everything from Facebook right in the testimonial. And
I see mine.
Yeah. So it just adds it automatically, and then that's the image it's using for all the input. So
I should have charged for that review. That was a good one.
I don't think it was, Frank. That was pretty generic. It didn't say anything nice and flowery about me. I was going to ask you for a new one, to be honest.
Well, delete that one. I'll write you a new one.
Okay.
So Ryan, I think I put my logo on mine. So will it transfer the logo, or on the Facebook side of things, it would default to
it grabs the logo, whatever you added to the system. So
okay.
But if you don't add anything, it just puts like a silhouette or something.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Hate those.
Well, you can go upload something for them. Like if you have their logo and they forgot to put it, you can add that in there, or whatever you want from them. Right. Obviously, it would coordinate with them ahead of time, but you can manually change it or edit that later. So don't let that be a hindrance, I guess.
Hey, Ryan, quick question.
Yeah.
I don't mean to go too far backwards here, but I did update my site, so they're all laid out in horizontal. They look great. But to what Deborah was talking about as well is that the wraparound in the admin, doesn't appear there anymore like it used to, next to the logos and badges and all that stuff. I don't see the option. So now I have half my members with their border and half without their borders, and then maybe I'm missing something because they made those changes. But
I just set mine a couple of days ago. I think I picked a one pixel border.
Well, they're all here. I mean, this is
the borders are only for the featured members as well. I think if it's not a featured member, there's no border.
Right.
Maybe they were, I guess, hidden or not as obvious. I don't know.
Yeah, they're.
I do wish that the non-featured still had a border.
Well, I don't know.
But a couple weeks ago, until they made that switch, I could put a border around anybody, or choose not to put the border, and then add their title of their member plan. I'm looking at the admin, and that option just doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, so they've changed this around for anybody who doesn't know on the membership levels. They've changed around where all the locations are, so it's all switched up. So if you haven't gone in there in a while, it's kind of one of those feature changes I was going to mention. They've kind of changed the location of everything. So if you haven't walked through here, it actually makes more sense now. I just meant my mental map. I can't find anything anymore, but it actually kind of has it set up probably how it always should have been. But I think it's in the profile page here at the bottom. Member dashboard. I don't know. See, I'm trying to find it. Visibility. There we go. It's right here in the search visibility.
Yep.
So it used to be on the first tab or whatever, and now it's in search visibility. Which again, these now all make kind of sense. Search visibility has all the visibility rules on what they can see or where they show up. The profile, whether they're hidden for different members or whether they can, find other members and stuff.
So Ryan, is there a way of putting, like if you go to my Herbiz Canada members, all the featured have the nice border around them and then the label that you've created? Can you hear me? It's all mumbled.
Yeah, I can.
And then, but for say like my Gabby Macias photography and Cutting Horse Creative, like they're ones that have it, like they've chosen our standard membership, and so there isn't a border around them. It's just all open.
Right.
I don't know if having the border is, I guess that's what people are paying for.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Yeah. Because I mean, if I'm looking at this page, my eyes go to this one first because it's highlighted, right?
Right.
Okay.
You know?
So it's not just the featured banner there; it's the whole the whole thing with the border. Okay.
Right. Yep.
Just kind of looks odd as you're going, and then all of a sudden you have all these ones that kind of don't mesh in with the layout. But yeah, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, I've talked about if you know, depending on how you have it set up, if you have if it's ordered all properly where everybody has a border, then they might as well not have a border at all. And the only difference you see sometimes is between where the border changes from pink to gray, and then that's the only then everything on the page is a gray border. Now everything looks like everybody has a gray border. So
that's true.
It ends up not being a thing that actually does something for their visibility. It's supposed to attract people to that listing to view and see them as opposed to somebody else. So I think you got it set up good.
Okay, makes sense.
So not only does it have review marketing, but they also have a new beta contact CRM portion in here. And so the cool thing on here is that once you have it set up and you pull in as a testimonial, it kind of throws them into the contact section here, so you can utilize it for other type of services or just keep track of people. And so this is kind of the general contact screen where you can see everybody's information, but then it opens up and you can see a little bit more data on everybody, like their phone number, their business or whatever. And then you can set up different custom attributes, for example. So I just added the Aura URL over there just as an example. Like if you're going here all the time and you one click into their user, screen for their help site for your clients or whatever. It can be whatever URL you wanted over here. You can see when you've last contacted or last sent a message or whatever. Because you can actually send out now a little bit of campaigns, kind of. It's almost like a little email marketing, not really, but you can send out stuff to them and see whether they've clicked on it or actually read stuff that's gone out. So just kind of they've just an enhanced little CRM thing that's kind of built into that. So it's just not kind of a one and done testimonial thing. And then the cool thing on that is once they're in that contact database, you can actually use it for, again, like I said, kind of like email marketing, but not really. But basically what it is they call it auto requests. And now what you can do is it has a fully automated review request system via email and SMS. And what it can do basically is if you have, obviously, if they provide a testimonial, they're going to be in their contacts. But because they're going to actually allow you to add via API or another connection via Zapier or something like that. This is kind of what I guess more of an automation step that Rich was asking for earlier. That you can set up all these automation things where maybe they haven't given you a testimonial yet, but they're a client somewhere else. They'll be able to pull all of your clients into your endorsal system, add them to your CRM database in there, and then it will then auto request via email and SMS to ask them for a testimonial if they're a new client after a certain time, et cetera, to try to get those additional testimonials from your existing client database that you normally would have had to manually ask for. So for everybody that did it for me, I asked you in a chat or I asked you in an email or in a call, and I just gave you the link. Well, that's a manual process, and they may or may not do it right away, and then you may have to ask them again. Hey, you said you were going to do a testimonial. I'm like, oh yeah, I got busy, I forgot. Here's the link again. What this system allows you to do is it automates that by if they don't send it out, maybe in another 2 weeks you send out again or remind them. Maybe the first time's an email, and then the next time's an SMS where they say, hey, as a reminder, go click here to add a review for directorytoolkit.com. So it kind of automates that. Oops. And so here's what it looks like to request a new testimonial, have that contact, and then you can select a campaign basically, or create a new campaign. And you basically, at that point, select, hey, do you want to send it via SMS or an email? When do you want to send it? What does the email look like? Or what are you asking them to do? And so it basically sets up a testimonial autoresponder is what the Endorsal now is. And so it's either manual or auto. And then that just kind of multiplies the number of testimonials that you get to add to your page. So I think it's really, really, really cool system that they've added in there. Again, automation is good. Again, that's less time that you guys have to go fishing for testimonials, because they can just do it automatically based off from, again, those different presets or inputs that you have to the system. So that's available again still on the website there, directorytoolkit.com, and then Endorsal is the testimonial software. And then we have a couple clients on here. Mark's got this. Mark, if you need any help setting this up still, let me know. We can get you squared away on this. But we also still offer Book Like a Boss scheduling software. And I think Frank has this as well.
Yeah,
this is going.
My dub.
Was that?
I integrated it into my dub. It's real nice.
Yeah. So this integrates, and that's actually on the screen here as well. It integrates with YouTube, MailChimp, Zoom. Call page if you want to have a call thing, integrates with Dub, Facebook, and a lot of other stuff, Google Analytics. So great software, a great tool, and they keep adding a bunch of different features as well. Since we had this on the webinar last time, they now have this is just an example of what it can do for your site. You can put your scheduling calendar, integrates directly into your calendar, and then for if you have the plan, you can actually have a bunch of different services on there that people can schedule for on your site. It always used to link into Zoom, and so that's if you're ever a client of mine, you schedule something, it'll automatically send out the emails for the Zoom room, automatically create it for you. It works great. So they've always had that, but they've just turned it on that now you can use Google Meet as well. So if you prefer Google Meet, or if there's some features on there on the free version of Google Meet, since that's free, that is just not on the Zoom one that you want on the free, you can now pick that. So when you're creating a meeting for a particular session, you pre-select whether it creates a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet, and you see that on the screen there. So you can, where it used to just say Zoom, if you connect it with Google, it now has that option as well. And it's the exact same nice, smooth process that it always used to have for the Zoom room. Now it does it with Google Meet as well, and it works just the same. It pre-does the room for you, sends it to everybody, SMSs them a meeting reminder, and just adds that link to the Google room automatically in there without you having to do anything. So they go to your page, can fully embed inside of your site. So again, if you go to directorytoolkit.com, I'll let this load for a second. It's at the bottom of my page there. It can totally embed inside your site. People go schedule the time without you interacting with it at all. And then it books the Zoom room, sends them email, and then you basically just turn on Zoom and log in and go to the meeting. So it basically just embeds right there inside of your site. So now it does.
Ryan,
yeah.
Is this something for us to put on our directory for members and people to call us, or is it something that we can offer to members to put on their listings?
It's meant for a toolkit for the directory owners, to be honest, for you to schedule stuff. There was some integration, and we were talking about Patrick earlier. He was working with OnSched.com to do a fully integrated BD system for all your clients as well. I think it was like $200 a month that you'd have to pay to be the developer, but it basically, and don't quote me on that price, I think that may have been off, but basically it sets it up where all of your clients could get an OnSched booking system for their directory. So they would basically say, like, if they signed up and they didn't have one, it'd say, to sign up with OnSched, it'd set it up, and then it would automatically set that up on your directory under their backend, basically, and they could add that booking client with OnSched inside of their listing. And that was going to be a fully integrated system, but it costs a little bit to set it up. But I never heard anything about that, so I'm not sure if that went live or not.
Well, I'm not even sure if they'd use it, because when I think back now, I think I've seen about 2 or 3. A lot of them are using Calendly. They all kind of have their own scheduling software that they like to use. So
right. And so what I do for that on mine is I just have a booking link on there where you just add in your booking link, and then it just goes on their site and it says book now or schedule a meeting. And I just allow them to add whatever software they use, and it just links to their site. Right.
Okay. I don't know if I have that. I know that they put it on, so maybe they're just using a social media icon or something.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, you can do whatever you want. If you just add a link to there, just add in the list of a website. Here's your website address. Scheduling link. It'll add the link in there. And then yeah, go ahead. But this is the example of what it shows up like. So you just click on there. It's in your site. They just add their stuff in there. Hit schedule, and then it's off to the races on that. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you can add this to like a WordPress site too, right? Is that correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
I think it has a WordPress integration as well. I have to check on that, but I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay.
And then, so this is an example. I don't remember if I have the booking link on here. Let me just go look at mine real quick. I added some additional stuff on my Hudsonville one here. And yeah, so see how I just added on here is visit website, book an appointment, reservation. So now, like for my local site, I use the same booking thing for my directory. So if they say book an appointment or reservation, it just goes to my my Book Like a Boss main page here to schedule an appointment or whatever. So
Okay.
Ryan,
that's what it would look like. Yes.
I got to go pick up Honey. Just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
Bugging out. See
Sounds
you,
good.
everybody.
See you,
Bye,
Frank.
Frank.
So not only does it have Google Meet now as well, it has unlimited pages. And so what this does is it used to just have, so when I go, for instance, when we went to this booking page, it used to just have, some content where you had the booking stuff. You can add in comments on here. You can add videos and links and stuff like that. But it was kind of its own page. And so what they've actually opened it up to now is that almost like BD, where you can add additional pages with whatever content you want. So as an example, this is just a test page title, and then you can add whatever content you wanted in here. On the cover media, it has like videos and images, and you can add some other social media and some other stuff in there. And then it basically just creates like a landing page kind of thing for your booking site. You can make as many pages with whatever content you wanted. And just have those available and linkable inside of your actual page. So that's brand new. It basically is opening up that it's almost like a mini site really for booking. Instead of just having that splash page under your thing, it now has, instead of just your mLocal, right, where that's the booking site, it now has a sub page under that where you can just make as many pages with different content that you wanted to say whatever you wanted, right? Cool. So that's pretty neat. So that's unlimited booking content pages there for your site. And then one of the other things that they've just added in as well is it used to be just generated for a site booking, like, hey, book me for a particular service or time. And it'd have a certain length, a 30-minute meeting or an hour meeting, and they book it. But it was always based on a calendar. So you would basically say, here's my calendar, hook it up. I'm available 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And then it obviously links into your calendar, knows when you're free, and it makes those times available. Everything else, it turns off. So, for example, if you do look on my site for today, the only ones available are a couple evening slots for tonight. Everything else is booked. Tomorrow, you can see on my calendar. It hooks into your calendar to know what's available for you and what is not. What this allows you to do, having the events, though, is now you can go off from the calendar, I guess, go off the reservation there and basically say, regardless of what my calendar says, I'm going to make a predetermined set of meetings for a particular group or using a particular link. And you can do this for webinars, for example. You can actually use this as a scheduled Zoom webinar kind of room. This is the first thing that shows up where it says, hey, what kind of event are you making? Are you doing a one-time event or a recurring event? And then based on that selection, it comes up with additional details. And then it has all the normal stuff that you have in there for a Book Like a Boss meeting setup of cutoff times and days and setup and Zoom rooms. But now it has in cover, all the page details of adding cover photos and doing all the details for that splash page, the particular event pages, adding testimonials and frequently asked questions on your event page to add the data. But what this added was basically sessions. So if you click it and add session now in this webinar type or like one-time event thing, you can basically pick sessions that repeat every certain time, how many times it repeats, whether that is a Zoom meeting or, as we already talked about, a Google Meet room, how long it's going to be, and then just the normal padding hours too. So once you have this session scheduled, it kind of blocks off your calendar like it normally would. But hey, I don't want to start a meeting for an hour after my webinar goes. I want to, so you put it 1 hour padding. But you basically set this up and it recurs. And so now when somebody buys a session or signs up for an event, they are now in all of those sessions. So if that has like if you're doing a four-week session series on X and it's going to cost this much, or you want people to have scheduled for that, it schedules them for all those sessions just by doing it once. And so it's kind of a webinar or an event or recurring event type thing where they don't have to keep, booking you or booking a time for a particular, one-on-one session. It basically books them for webinars or events. So kind of really, really expands the opportunity and the use cases for this Book Like a Boss by kind of turning it almost into a webinar thing for free if you have the free Zoom set up there. Obviously, this doesn't work for multiple people if you have the free one because it times out after 40 minutes on the free one. But again, if you could use Google Meet or other stuff and set it up for very cheap webinars as well. So it's kind of another use case.
So Ryan, this works with e-commerce too? Like they can actually pay for their webinar on here as well, or?
Yes. So the one that I offer on mine has that capability, but right now they don't have it broken down for those sub accounts to be able to have different paid accounts for that particular sub account. It just does the scheduling. Although it's available, it just kind of goes into the company kiddie pool unless you want to have your people pay for your services and then I get the money. That would I'd appreciate that, but it doesn't do that right now. From the one I'm offering for mine, it's just the booking thing. So I'm only charging the really cheap $5 a month or $60 a year to have this. Since it just does the booking part. They do offer the higher latte version, I guess, that has the money taking Stripe integration integrated in it, and mine will do that as well. As soon as they're just finishing up the putting that on for the sub accounts, whatever. As soon as they do, that'll be available on those accounts as well. It's just not set up for splitting it up right now, but they're working on it. But bottom line is on the actual, and I'll just go to the site real quick just for the pricing. But they do have those different options available as well where you can take money. So yes, long story short. So this would work with, we're going to start doing weekly Zoom just with our members. Like we have a private Facebook group, so it's not going to be open to the public. It's just for the members, for us to, strategize and things like that. Share, I guess, a little bit of networking in there. So could I book sort of, if I had a schedule, we're going to do it every Monday, or we're going to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then what you're saying is it'll be scheduled in there for good and just recurring? Yep. Okay. I'm liking that. I'm assuming I haven't done it yet. I'm assuming it uses the same Zoom room account or whatever. And then if they just keep going back to the same Zoom room. I don't know if, or maybe it does make a new Zoom meeting and sends out, the new meeting email. But it does, let me just try to find, I'm going to try to find one here for what it looks like, just so you guys know. Let me go to my trash folder here. Excuse me. Yeah, and this would be something I wouldn't want to put on the site, but I have to put it somewhere where the members could see it. So I don't know if we can put it in their dashboard or. Yeah, I mean, you can put it on the page wherever you want, to link up, or you just have to provide them a link to that, or you can embed it in the site. But so it does these nice, emails that you get, and it tells after they book the time and book date, and gives you the link to the stuff, and add it to your calendar. So very nicely formatted emails, and all your people signing up for those are going to get that in their email from just from signing up. So, but yeah. So you could embed that in there, or just provide them a link, or however you want to do it. Again, it could be locked down on a membership page that only members that are in a membership group can see and schedule that event. Okay, good. Yeah, I'll have to look into it a little bit more. And I can, while I'm in here, I'll just give a live walkthrough real quick here. But this is a, so you just go to the events page here. You add that event in there. You can edit that. And so again, you just make a session in there, title it, say that you want them to go to Zoom room, save that, it'll add the session in there. And then you can set up all sorts of stuff, whether they redirect after they sign up, whether they can join after a start date. Let's say it's a 5-week series and you can lock them out. They don't get in there by the beginning, they can't sign up anymore, or maybe they can sign up, later, even if you started it. But then you just have all the details, the cover photos, videos, and YouTube and photos, and change all the customization. Add your testimonials in there on the page too. And I've done that before. You can add it from your endorsal, right? As soon as they give you a testimony, you can add in here. It's manual. It doesn't import anything in right now, but you can add that on the page. And then to add in FAQs as well from other places. So a lot of different features on there, but it does have that event capability. And you can set the number of people in the room as well. Let me see if that's in here. Yeah, so max number of participants on how many people can actually get in there or sign up. So let's say that you only want 10 people in there, you can kind of limit that as well, and it'll say the event, how many sessions, and then what they're signing up for on that particular site. And again, you can customize that entire event page with its own background and colors and stuff if you want that event to be look a little bit different than the rest of it. So
Okay, neat.
So the other one we went over a couple of weeks ago is Publer, the social media superhero that just basically automates and posts your stuff to social media. As we talked about a couple of weeks ago, it allows you to post to all of these particular services: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Google My Business, Pinterest, and then YouTube's coming soon, and Rike as well. So it allows you to post all those from one system. And you basically can add in the content one time and replicate it across all your different channels. You can change images or just edit the particular post or hashtags for each individual service, but just by doing it once, and kind of replicates it, and you can kind of save time if you want to push it to multiple services. So really awesome service. And you can auto schedule it to go in different time slots and auto fill in different things. And you can set up, I want to do educational posts on Monday at 8:00, and I want to do a funny at the end of the week on Friday in the afternoon at 5. You can kind of set it up and auto schedule. And then you can also recycle and recur posts. So if you have a quote, right, that maybe is timeless, right? It doesn't have to do an event. You maybe want to recycle that funny quote or meme or something once a month. You can just set it and forget it. It'll post that recycle and recurring thing once a month in one of those time slots that you have established automatically, and you never have to touch it again. And it can just keep adding content to people's feeds without you doing anything in the future. So very powerful system. But one of the new things that they just added since we talked about that in the webinar is you can now schedule Twitter threads and create up to 15 different threads automatically on one tweet. So basically what it does is you can either set it up to add a delay after certain so many minutes. You can basically put one thread, wait 5 minutes, add another thing with different hashtags on another one as well. And they're basically splits the content up into multiple sections, but still puts it as one thread inside of the system so that they can easily find all of those grouped together. So it's basically, a group of tweets connected to each other to engage people more with having more content. So it's a huge opportunity for whoever wants to share more information on Twitter or more often, or break it up so you kind of have one content, but you're able to kind of, drip feed all of the content to give them that a little better experience or more interaction with your brand. And then you can either create it, multiple at one time, or schedule them for later, which we just talked about. So obviously, if you break it up, it makes it easier to read. So everything, that we share is grouped and easy to find because they're kind of in one thread. Scheduling them at different times can continue to show your tweet at the top of a user's feed. So kind of get that top of mind thing, because your next part of the thread pops back up under the top of their tweet feed. And again, since they're all a thread, they kind of, once they pull one up, they can still see all of the content, even though they just opened up the second half of it. And then it triggers people to wait for what's next, right? So, which is is, like a feature reveal, right? If you want to, you could do a part of one and then give the actual reveal in another tweet just by doing it once, and you basically put the teaser part, and then you don't have to go back in there to put the second part or forget to do the reveal later. You can actually add it in now and add that delay in. It'll just automatically add that in there for you at a later point without you having to go back in there and remember it. So, and then just remember, each tweet that you put on a thread can get comments or retweeted individually. So again, the more of them you have, the more opportunity you have to get retweeted that you have. So a lot of great features. If you guys haven't seen that webinar, I'm still breaking that out for the Publer part by itself, so it's a little bit shorter, but I'm going to try to get that done this weekend. But a really great system, and they just came out with this new feature that's made it, again, just stacked onto the really cool things that they have available in that software.
What are the prices on it? I know that I use Lately Social, and I had to go so high up just to be able to, I think we have like 50 some accounts to post to.
Yeah, so they're all on the directory toolkit. So let me open that up. If you just go to, it's on the homepage here.
Okay, perfect.
All the different software. But your question is for Publer, so I think it's $45 a month for that. It is.
Okay, good.
And I need to put more details on there. Let me go see what I don't know off the top of my head how many. And actually, speaking of forgetting to do things, I forgot to flesh out how many are in there. I'll go look at mine. I'll let you know on how many social profiles are in there. You said you need 40.
Well, I think because again, we got Herbiz USA, Herbiz Canada, we have more, and then when you're posting to, the Instagram account, the Facebook account, I think right now I'm paying for one that's 50 plus. Because I figure that's what I'll need by the year end.
Well, you're saying 50 total, like across.
Yeah, they call them account that you can post to.
Right. Let me see here.
I can check it on their site too, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I had on the split up here. Yeah, I'll let you know how many. It's a great question. I should know off the top of my head. Actually, let me pull up. Sorry, I'm going to pull up my thing while I'm talking here. So I'll pull it up and I'll get you the answer. Hopefully, if I can get that pulled up. So the next thing was the Crello system, and we showed you that a few weeks ago as well. And for that, obviously, it had the it basically creates images or videos for your posting on social media. So Publer posts them. The Crello, it's basically an equivalent of Canva, or in some respects, it's actually a little bit better. And so it provides all those templates for you on there, not only visual images, but also has videos. This has animation built in as well. It actually had animation before. I think Canva just added animation as well. But this has that available in it as well. So animation and the animation videos and images, basically all of that built into one system. And then what they've just added into this one is team collaboration. So now, let's say it's not just an individual account. I don't know if Canva has this one or not, but this one now does, where you can create restricted team accounts. So somebody, let's say you have a designer, you can actually give them access to your Crello account to have them add stuff or design for you, and then have that stuff in there. So it allows you to collaborate on those things. Maybe you start something off and they finish it for you. That is something that that some of you may want to avail yourself of if you need a team member to do it and you're not doing it all yourself. Another thing that they've just added in there is, which is very powerful. I've actually tried it and it does the best. It's better than Crello. It's better than Glorify. It's pretty much the best one I've seen and you can see it if you guys can see the animation on there. Literally, even the hair follicles, like it'll remove everything on that. It doesn't just do like a little bubbly thing around the hair where it looks weird. It does, like, it's pretty amazing what it can do. for hair, and just takes out the background of whatever you're putting in there. And you can obviously highlight it and edit it if it's not exactly what you want. But you can take an object, whether it be a person or something on a table, you can remove that and then add in your own background color or scene for any particular object. So it's pretty amazing what that does. And we can probably go do a demo here in a little bit if you guys want to see that, but that's exactly what it does. It just removes the background for you. So really cool, powerful integration there. And that's it. Those are the updates I had from all the softwares that we had offered up before. Let me show the screen here on this one. This was actually the publisher. So sorry, let me scroll through here to the end on the presentation when I did that, just to kind of talk through the offering on that one. So, and we can probably talk. I think we can probably set you up with something different here if you need it. But this one had the one we were offering up for that $45 was basically the gold Orem plan here. That's normally $92 a month for 30 social accounts and 3 team members. Is what we were offering for that $45 a month. So I'm not sure what you're paying for yours. If you need additional accounts, I think I can do that depending on what you're doing. But
okay, good.
So, well, I think I still have one of these available, so I'll throw this one up there still as well. So, if you guys, I think I have one left on this one. So, if you guys want to order that and use that coupon code below, it's $30 a month for that if you want to do that. So, 15 off Publisher will get you that on the Directory Toolkit site if anybody wants to do that. So. But anyway, all those are still available on there as well if you guys want to do that. And again, it's just on the actual website, directorytoolkit.com, and they're all available on either in the Directory Toolkit products or just on the homepage as well. So,
okay.
I could do the Trello demo walkthrough if you guys want. Otherwise, you can talk directory stuff. If anybody has any other questions as well in the last 15 minutes here or so, if anybody has any.
I'd like to see how Trello works because I use Adobe Spark and Canva now, but I think I mentioned before, I find Canva, their imaging, I don't know, even if you have a really good image, it looks nicely on screen, but once they save it, it just tends to look blurry. And if I Googled it, and it seems to be a common problem, so.
Yeah, so I'll just demo one here, and we can do it from scratch here. So the example here of you pick your size basically, so you can pick your which post, Instagram post, Facebook post, story. Does a lot of them don't do Instagram video stories. It does that. So basically anything that you want for in terms of size customizations you can do. And it's already pre-formatted at that particular level. So Facebook cover, YouTube cover, these are pretty standard. It has different templates in there that look really nice. You can they add new templates every week, so you can kind of see from tickets to storyboards and recipe cards, whatever you want. It also does categories. This one has actual printing stuff, so it does like the photo bleed stuff for professional photo stuff. So it actually does photo book covers and you name it. It's already got some stuff in here. So if you want to get some inspiration on Instagram stories, or you can kind of just scroll down here and see other categories. So we'll just use a square Facebook post as an example here. So let's say we're doing our shopping one. We're going to throw in some baby clothing here. So you can just pick a template board there, whatever you want. It'll import that template with all the different add-ons in here. And just like most services there, these are all layered out, right? So it had each of these different elements can be removed, changed or whatever. You can animate that. Let's say you want to animate that with a move in later in with a 0.4 second delay. You can animate anything on there and do animations on there that you want, and you could pick different animation items for different things. You can change the transparency, right, of that object. Let's say you wanted it faded out. You can just select that. You can flip stuff. You can do fill marks. So let's say I want to remove the background on that. That's what you do, and it says processing. And then again, so this will work for any other image that you put on there too. It'll grab that item, remove the background, it'll process it for a minute, and then it'll leave you with that blank canvas that you can then send backwards. So there we go. I took off the background there, added everything in there. Now, when you want to put a background image in there, you can put any other color that you wanted. So let's say I wanted a background in there now, and wanted a particular pattern. Let's just say I want this one for the baby clothing. I can just add that in there. Now I've got the background in there because I removed the background. Let's say that I can't see the baby thing, so I want that one instead. So maybe that looks more babyish. So you can do whatever you want for that. And that was the background removal piece. It obviously has all sorts of different backgrounds and stuff. So it'll pull up relevant stuff for any particular season that you can drag in there to make your creations or whatever. And you can obviously search for that. It'll have videos in there. Let's say you want to grab all that stuff and get rid of that. Actually, let's say I want to keep this. I'll get rid of that background. Let's say I just want the star there. Everything else I want to get rid of, so you can kind of delete everything. Let's say you wanted that to go. You can duplicate stuff. It has full layer stuff. So let's say I want to add a video in there. You can just drag and drop it. It processes in there. You can trim the video for a square graphic post. So automatically kind of do that. You can kind of trim out the video. You don't like part of the actual video. You can trim that, and then that inputs it there. So now I've got my animated video for my Instagram on there. And so now it'll play just like that. And let's say I want that in the background. You can just send it to the back. And now my overlays for my body, it looks like I don't know if that's a bodysuit. There you go. So you can kind of move that stuff around. It's all individual stuff. And then now you can preview the play. So now I got my animated thing I just added there, and she's drinking her coffee. And again, so there's an ad. And now at that point, once you get all this stuff in there, set it up there, you can set different file folders where you can upload different things that you want into your different file folders, so you can find them easy. You can add different text, backgrounds. I said that, animation, so it has a full animation suite in here of confetti or animated stuff. So say you wanted that on there, you can add that. And it just puts that in there. Now we got animated confetti. That doesn't make any sense, but you can do whatever you want. So once you're done with that, let's say that confetti doesn't make sense. Maybe the hearts, that actually makes more sense. So put that in there. Now we got some animated hearts. Now when I'm done, now you just download, and it has a bunch of integrated download types. You can download it as a JPEG, maybe a PDF for print. Like if you're high quality printing, if you're going to have the bleed turned on, you're going to do it for high res print. And then a GIF for that. So it'll do the animation on there in a GIF format. So you can download anything in that, or GIF, or however you say that. And then the MP4 quality stuff, you can just download the video at that point. You were mentioning, I guess, not the video, you're saying the graphics in terms of the resolution, right? So
yeah, they look perfect when I'm in the design, but the minute I save it and I'm looking at it in my file, and even when we load it onto the sites or onto Facebook page, like they just tend to blur. I know Facebook always reduces your images for space, but it might just be if I have to maybe create them all with a much higher resolution. I thought 300 by 300 would be fine, like for a nice little square, but
yeah, I mean, you can do I always recommend a little higher resolution or higher size than you're going to have on there, because when it's kind of squishes it down there, it actually makes it look a little bit more high res or whatever, just because any I guess rendering or anything, it kind of gets rid of that a little bit. So I would always recommend a little bit larger. But then usually I think maybe the PNGs are a little bit more of a, I think they pixelate, or not pixelate, but just a little bit fuzzier, more so than the JPEGs do.
And that's what I've been using. So that's probably the reason, because I was told at one point to do pings instead of JPEGs, but that might be bad advice.
JPEG, they don't. If you're saving the file, it doesn't compress well. Like if you save it smaller and then make it bigger in JPEG, it pixelates, because it kind of it makes it a smaller file, as you can see here, because it kind of compresses it for that size it's in.
Right.
So I would still make it a little bit larger, but it's still going to be a smaller file. And as you see here, it says perfect for print and web. Right. And so this is more of for high resolution graphics or printing, the high dot matrix stuff.
Yeah, that's why I always use that. That's what we did at the print shop. That's why I always use the PNG. But yeah, I just don't know what's happening. I might just have to start experimenting.
So I downloaded that. I'll open that in a second. But so once you're done, you can share that design on Facebook. You can embed that or design with anybody, share it, and actually send it right to your Facebook Ads Manager. So it kind of is integrated there as well. But so here's the JPEG high res. So it still looks pretty good. It's the 800 by 800 square graphic there. So it looks pretty good. Probably looks terrible over the webinar thing there, but anyway. Yeah, so that's
1080 by 1080, and they still come out blurry. So there's got to be something going on. I'll check.
Okay. Yeah, but you can save them in projects. It's I don't say exactly like Canva, but it's exactly like Canva. This is what it is, and you can set up different pages, so you can make multiple pages for that, and save your content in different pages, and then export that, so you can kind of keep content in pages or in projects or in file folders. So a lot of different ways that you can do that, and it has the resizing as well too. So let's say you want to go from there to a marketing material and you want to make a flyer instead, you can kind of resize it automatically for that particular size based on that design that you just had. And it kind of just inputs that. Now it's in a new thing, and then you can kind of go from there and kind of edit it for that particular size. Just redo it. Now it's kind of set for the A4 printing. Did that answer your questions? Hopefully that's a good enough walkthrough there for you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like you said, it's pretty much similar to Canva. I find Adobe Spark is very different, but this is almost identical to Canva, so that's good to know. I'm going to try it.
Sounds good. Mark, anything else from you? Ronnie, I know you haven't come up on com today, but anything from you or any other questions? Or hopefully you guys got something out of that. But a lot of good updates there. I always like to share the extra stuff that we've kind of talked about in these webinars before, and see if that strikes a nerve on anybody. So,
no, I'm good. Definitely, I'll get with you on that. Was it the Boss software?
Okay, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I can help you with whatever you want if you get stuck with it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You're taping this, right, Ryan? So I can pick up where I didn't connect.
Yep, I am. So
I probably understand this one a little more. Usually, like I told you before, they kind of go all over my head when they get too technical. But this one looks like it was interesting, and I missed it.
Yeah. So again, all those things are not. Unfortunately, it's a little technical, I guess, for some of those things in the online world, right? When you're getting talking ad space or social media, the problem is they keep making all those softwares too complex, and they kind of have to have a lot of technical knowledge or a lot of setup to make them work. So unfortunately, it's the nature of the beast. But having said that, about the recordings, just for everybody watching again, it's on directoryvideos.com or directorytoolkit.com. I put all the webinar videos there. And I'll go ahead and sign off for today on the recording piece. So thank you for joining us.